Did you know that the agency responsible for enforcing US immigration laws didn't even exist before 2003? Despite being one of the most controversial and debated agencies in the country, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, better known as ICE, was born out of the post-9/11 security reforms. But why was it created? What exactly does it do? And how did it become such a flashpoint in American politics? Let's break down the history, purpose, and impact of ICE. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into the history and the role of the US Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE. Whether you've heard about it in the news, seen protests calling for it to be abolished, or just wondered what it actually does, this video will give you a full breakdown. We'll cover why ICE was formed, how it operates, and the debates surrounding its actions. As always, I'll present the facts in an apolitical manner, giving you a well-rounded understanding of this agency. So, if you want to learn more about one of the most talked about institutions in modern America, stick around, because this is a story of security, policy, and controversy. ICE's roots can be traced back to the Tariff Act of 1789, which laid the foundation for laws governing customs and trade enforcement. Even in the early years of the United States, controlling the flow of goods and people across borders was a significant government function. The agency we now know as ICE was formally established in March 2003 as part of the newly formed Department of Homeland Security, the DHS. This restructuring came in response to the 9/11 terrorist attacks, which exposed vulnerabilities in national security. The Homeland Security Act of 2002 consolidated multiple agencies into the DHS, including those responsible for immigration and customs enforcement. These were divided into three separate entities: Customs and Border Protection, CBP, focusing on security of the nation's borders; Citizenship and Immigration Services, CIS, which handles lawful immigration applications; and finally, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, which enforces immigration laws and investigates transnational crimes. ICE was formed by merging elements of the former US Customs Service and the Immigration and Naturalization Service. The goal was to streamline immigration enforcement and criminal investigations under a single agency with expanded authority. Since its creation, ICE has undergone several changes. In 2006, it was officially renamed US Immigration and Customs Enforcement, and in 2010, the Office of Detention and Removal Operations became Enforcement and Removal Operations, or the ERO, a name that better reflects its primary function. According to its official website, ICE's mission is to protect America through criminal investigations and enforcing immigration laws to preserve national security and public safety. ICE operates with a dual focus, targeting both civil immigration enforcement and criminal investigations. It aims to secure US borders by addressing immigration law violations, transnational crimes, and threats to national security. ICE itself is divided into two main operational units, being the previously mentioned Enforcement and Removal Operations, the ERO, which identifies, detains, and deports undocumented immigrants, and manages detention centres and coordinates deportation flights. Then we have the Homeland Security Investigations, the HSI. They investigate crimes such as human trafficking, drug smuggling, money laundering, cybercrime, and terrorism. And they work with the FBI-led Joint Terrorism Task Force to combat transnational crime. Much of ICE's immigration enforcement occurs within the US interior, rather than at the border. The agency uses biometric and biographic data to track and detain individuals violating immigration laws. HSI collaborates with global law enforcement agencies to address crimes such as human trafficking, child exploitation, and terrorism financing. ICE's day-to-day operations are extensive and often controversial. Agents conduct targeted raids and arrests in homes, workplaces, and even public spaces, searching for individuals who are violating immigration laws. These enforcement actions have led to thousands of deportations each year, affecting families and communities across the country. Once in custody, individuals are held in ICE detention centres, which number over 100 nationwide. Some are directly operated by ICE, while others are run by local governments or private contractors. These facilities have drawn scrutiny due to reports of overcrowding, substandard conditions, and alleged mistreatment. ICE also employs sophisticated surveillance tools, using GPS tracking, digital monitoring, and undercover operations to locate and track individuals. Collaborating with local enforcement, ICE operates under different programs, which, in certain cases, deputise local officers to act as immigration agents. Additionally, the agency partners with international organisations like Interpol to disrupt human trafficking and drug smuggling networks. Numbers tell a compelling story about ICE's scope and impact. Between October 2013 and March 2024, ICE booked over 3.4 million people in detention, with Mexican nationals making up the majority. Around 29% of detainees had prior criminal records in the US. During the same period, the agency removed approximately 2 million individuals, again with the most being Mexican citizens. In the fiscal year of 2022, ICE made just over 46,000 arrests of non-citizens with criminal histories, while Homeland Security investigations arrested just over 36,000 individuals for crimes ranging from drug smuggling to financial fraud. In the same year, ICE removed over 44,000 people with criminal charges or convictions and seized more than $5 billion in illicit currency and assets. ICE has been at the centre of some of the most heated debates in recent years. Under the Trump administration, immigration enforcement ramped up significantly, with mass deportations and aggressive interior enforcement efforts. Sanctuary cities, jurisdictions that limit cooperation with ICE, have resisted these efforts, creating political and legal conflicts. There have been concerns about ICE overreaching its mandate, including the deportation of individuals with minor offences or deep ties to the US. Reports of abuse within detention centres, excessive force during raids, and even wrongful detentions of US citizens have fueled calls for reform, or even the complete abolishment of ICE. Looking ahead, ICE faces a delicate balancing act. The agency must uphold national security while addressing concerns about human rights violations and due process. Public trust in the agency remains low, and efforts like body-worn camera programs are being piloted to improve transparency. Political shifts will also play a crucial role, as each administration sets different priorities for immigration enforcement. Additionally, ICE is focusing on combating transnational crime and adapting to evolving threats in the digital age. The agency's future will likely be shaped by the ongoing debate over immigration policy and enforcement practices. ICE is one of the most polarizing agencies in the US government. It plays a crucial role in national security and immigration enforcement, yet its methods and policies remain deeply contentious. As immigration continues to be a major issue in American politics, ICE will undoubtedly remain at the center of the conversation.